So in this morning, we have to sum up in Unit 5 that we are gonna to talk about teaching and learning environment. Teaching and learning environment. So what does it mean, teaching and learning environment? Being a teacher, you have to know in detail about teaching and learning. Teaching and learning, we have to go through together. Even you have teaching, you also have learning. You also have learning, and you have to conduct your teaching as well. So teaching and learning have to go together. Without teaching, learning, it doesn't happen. Without learning, teaching, it also doesn't happen. So teaching and learning must be together. So in this unit, we have to focus on these three contents. So the first one is learning approaches and method, and number two, teaching approaches and method, and the last one, approaches, methods and curriculum. Okay. So, and this is your expectation from this unit 5. So the first one, you can identify what kind of learner approaches and method. You can determine the processes of approaches and method. And the last one, you have to illustrate the components of the curriculum. So these are the components that you are expecting to get from this unit 5. So now go through to number 1, learning approaches and method. So my first question is that what is learning autonomy? You know the word autonomy, right? Everyone? What does it mean, autonomy? It's okay? Can you hear me or not?
Yeah, teacher.
Let me admit someone. Yeah.
Teacher,
So
can
what
you
is
hear me?
autonomy?
Autonomy is the ability of the learner that they can, take charge. They can learn by themselves. They explore by themselves.
Yeah.
That is learner autonomy.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah. Okay. Admit. So depend on the Bison 2001. So he just give the definition of the word learner's autonomy. Mean involve learner in decision concerning setting objective for learning, determining ways and means of learning, and reflecting on and evaluating what they have learned. So what does it mean? This one is learner have to explore his or her learning that is suitable to the objective for his or her learning. So whenever they just start learning, so the learner have to explore any objectives, any content that is suitable to the learning objective of this or that lesson. So this is the definition what the Bison 2001 they just explore. This is learner autonomy. ចឹងបើយើងបកប្រែខ្មែរមកអា learner autonomy ហ្នឹងគឺយើងសំដៅទៅលើស្វ័យភាពស្វ័យភាពមានន័យថាស្វ័យភាពរបស់អ្នករៀនមានន័យថាអ្នករៀនគាត់ត្រូវតែរៀនដោយខ្លួនឯងប៉ុន្តែរៀនដោយខ្លួនឯងនោះគឺគាត់ត្រូវតែកំណត់នៅវត្ថុបំណងរបស់គាត់ឲ្យបានច្បាស់លាស់ហើយវត្ថុបំណងនោះគាត់ត្រូវបានឆ្លុះបញ្ចាំងក៏ត្រូវបានវាតម្លៃនៅអ្វីដែលគាត់បានរៀនដែរអាហ្នឹងគេហៅ learner autonomy. You get the point?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, so next. So in the same person, Bison show that there are 5 principles for achieving autonomy learning. So the first one, active involvement in student learning. So when we conduct autonomy learning, so all the activity what you conduct, you have to involve with the student learning. Mean you have to know the student ability, you have to conducts any content through the student learning, it is easy for them to learn it. So all activity what the teacher assigned in the classroom, so it must be involved with the student learning. So this is number one. And number two, providing option and resources. Of course, when we start learning, you have to provide any option, any choice, and any resources to the student in order get the student to adapt with his or her learning. Okay. And number three, offering choices and decision making upon unity. So whenever you start teaching to the student, you have to offer the choice or make the student decision making with his or her learning in the classroom or outside the classroom. Sometimes you have to give them with the privilege of the decision making upon unity to them. And number four, supporting learner. Of course, whenever you assign any exercise or when you assign any method to the student during your teaching performance, you have to support them all the time. You have to motivate, you have to give them with the good speech in order to support what the learner learns in the classroom or outside the classroom. And number five, being a teacher, you also have to encourage the student to adapt with his or her learning, even in school, in the classroom, or at home. Whenever you assign any activity to them, you have to correct them all the time. You have to pay attention with them all the time. So these are the five categories that links to the autonomous learner. Okay? Yeah, this is said by Bison 2001. Any question for this one? Just only sum up from last week. Any question?
No, teacher.
Yes. So next point, the class that encourage autonomy learner entails the follow. So the first one, the teacher become less of an instructor and more of a facilitator. So what does it mean? Whenever you start your teaching performance, teacher have to assign any approaches or the method, but less than the student. Mean the teacher have to get student with the student center, but the teacher have to be more of facilitator whenever the student concern any resources or any text. Okay, so the teacher have to be more facilitator but less than instructors. You get it? So this is the first point. The first point. And number two, students are discouraged from relying on the teacher as the main source of knowledge. Yes, of course. Students have to convey from relying on the teacher that the student have to consider the teacher is the main source of the knowledge, that the student can ask any question whenever they just concern or wonder any concern. So the student have to ask how to convey the teacher because they just think that teacher have a knowledgeable for his or her learning. Okay, let me admit. Yeah. Okay, so number three, student ability to learn for themselves encouraged. Actually, for the student ability from one class to the other class, they are so different. Even only one class as well. Some students they just low ability, some students they have medium ability, and the other student they just high ability. So the student in one class they are different capacity. Okay. So in order to know the student capacity, the teacher have to evaluate by assigning any exercise or by assigning any presentation to them. So when you want to know the student ability that they can get your teaching performance or they can get any knowledge from you or not, you can assign any exercise to them. Whether they can solve any problem, they can do what you assign for them or not. So the teacher can know the student capacity through you assign any exercise to them. And number 4, students are encouraged to make decisions about what they learn. Yes, of course. Being a teacher, you have to convey, you have to push students to make any decision about their learning, right? About their learning. So if you don't give the privilege to the student to make any decision about what they learn, so sometimes the student will be disappointed if you don't give them the opportunity on how to make decision about his or her learning. Okay, so number 5, student awareness of what their learning style is encouraged. The student awareness with his or her learning style, it depends on what the student acquire from his or her learning. When they just use any method on how to learn by themselves, so their awareness will be increased as well. If the student don't try their best to inquire or to adapt with the learning style, so their awareness will be low. Okay, so in order to encourage the student awareness, so the student have to know about learning style. What kind of learning style what the student want to increase? Okay, for example, some students, when they just study by themselves, they have to listen to the music. For example, during listen to music, they can learn everything, they can get everything. And the other example as well, most of the students think that when they use the learning style, they have to keep the environment around them with silent sounds. Okay, so when they just keep with a silent sound, so they can get any awareness from his or her resources. So in order to increase the student awareness, so the student have to know the environment of the learning style. Okay, and the last point, students are encouraged to develop their own learning strategy. Of course, from day to day, the students have to convey themselves to increase their learning strategy. From today, compared to tomorrow, compared to the past, so what are the learning strategy, what they increase from day to day? So in this 6 point, this is the class that encourage student autonomy with his or her learning. Any question, everyone, for this point? Any question? No? Okay, so if no, so go to the next one.
Teacher,
Yeah, please.
teacher. Okay, teacher. For classes that encourage autonomous learning in TEL following, I want you to add more about the point number 2, teacher.
Yeah.
Students are discouraged from relying on the teacher as the main source of knowledge. So I want you to explain more and add more to this point, because I have noticed that about the word courage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
So in this point, it means that whenever you conduct your teaching performance, most of the students, they will not understand before what your new thing that you want to transfer your knowledge to them. So the student have to depend on the main source of knowledge, mean depend on from the teacher. When the teacher come to teach them in the class, so the student have to depend on the teacher knowledge. So teacher knowledge have to transfer any news to the student. This is what the student have to depend on from the teacher knowledge. For example, if the student cannot do exercise, so they don't know how to do the exercise, so the teacher have to tell them how to explore any explanation to them in details about how to do that exercise. So in this point, number 2, mean what you conduct your teaching performance in the class. So the teacher, also the student have to depend on the teacher knowledge, teacher sources. Mean the teacher is the main source of the knowledge when you conduct your teaching performance in the class. Everything depend on the teacher. You got that point?
So it means that, example, when the teacher give the homework to student, sometimes they don't know how to do. So if the teacher, they are not good at explaining about how to do homework, the student will have a problem like this teacher.
Yeah, student will have a problem. So in this point, the student will depend on the knowledge from the teacher. Mean they just need any help from the teacher. You got the point? Yeah.
I got it, teacher. Thank you.
Like you give example, like they don't know how to do the homework or give directly example. So the teacher elicit any question or any sources to the student. Okay, and student have to think by themselves. But this one is depend on the student mindset as well. Okay. Sometimes we just give them with the possible or the simple explanation, but sometimes depend on the mindset, they can get anything. Okay, so sometimes it is very difficult for the teacher how to explain or to make them understand from your explanation. Okay, you got the point?
Yeah, thank you, teacher. I got it.
You're welcome. Okay, any question? No, if no, I just move to the next slide. So go to number 2, teacher approaches and method. So in this point, we focus on 3 categories or the option for the teacher educator. Mean teacher as the educator, right? Or decision maker. You get it? Teacher, educator. So when we talk about teacher, educator, and decision maker, we focus on 3 options. So the first one, you have to matching your teaching to the method. Yes, of course. Without method, how can you conduct your teaching? Just imagine. Okay? Just imagine. Whenever you start any teaching performance, you have to find any method that it is suitable to your contents lesson. You get it? It means that you have to find out any approaches or method for getting your teaching performance smoothly in the class. Suppose you have to assign with your lesson plan, but inside the lesson plan, you have to conduct teaching method. You get it? So this is number 1. And number 2, adapting it to the local needs. Means you have to be flexible way of concern of the considering approaches and a method. Means the teacher have to assign any greater role to the student. The teacher have to be flexible and creativity in the class. For example, you assign students to work in group. So what is the local need from your assigning to make students to work in group by giving the topics? You will get any needs from what you assign to the student. Mean the student will exchange the idea each other. The student will search more. The student will be close it with relationship, and so on. So this is adapting it to the local needs. You get it? And number 3, developing a personal approach. So when we talk about developing a personal approach, you have to use any principle, mean electricism. eclecticism, we combined any method. The teacher have to include any method. Sometimes the teacher can use by their own method during the teaching performance. Okay? And next point, the teacher have to use the personal principle and practical knowledge, mean the teaching style. Whenever they just start or move from one side to the other side in the classroom, so what kind of the teacher teaching style in the class? How can the teacher give the instructional strategy during they conduct the teaching performance in the class? So totally, these are the three options: teacher, educator, or decision making in the class. Okay. Any question? Any question, everyone?
Excuse me, teacher. I am not clear about the point number 1. Can you give me more example about matching teaching to the method like finding approach? Right? Can you give me the clear example?
Okay. For example, today you want your student to know about passing point. So everyone have known already about passing point. Passing point is the kinds of English grammar, for example. So the teacher have to think what kind of approach that the teacher will conduct during the teaching performance. They use inductive approach or deductive approach, or they use IBL, inquiry-based learning, or project-based learning. They have to think. In order to conduct or to use any approaches, you have to know deeply in each approaches. What is the process of deductive approach? How can we do deductive approach? And what is the inductive approach? You get it? So in point number 1, you have to teach by link with any approaches what you conduct your teaching performance in the class. But it depends on your lesson contents. You get it?
Yes.
Yeah. I answer your question, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So if any question more? If no, I just move my slide to the next point. So the last point is we talk about approaches, method, and curriculum. So when we talk about this number 3, so my question is that what is curriculum? What are different between syllabus and curriculum? Anyone can answer my question? What is curriculum? In Khmer we know, but I want you to know in details about curriculum. Anyone can answer?
Teacher,
Yes, please.
let me try. I remember some, but let me try. So curriculum and syllabus is more big than curriculum.
Syllabus is bigger than curriculum, right?
Yes.
Okay, Nate.
Am I right? Oh wait.
I don't know too.
No. I feel like I got
share.
confused.
Please share.
Maybe syllabus like what you plans to teach the student. Like in this one, the student will learn about for example speaking, and then the teacher will give some activity, but curriculum is like more broader, like the whole plan for the lesson.
Yeah, Nate.
I think that's all for me.
That's all. Okay,
Yes.
anyone want to share? Songhan?
Can I try, teacher? Can I
Okay,
try?
please. Teacher Buntu.
Yeah, teacher. Sometimes I have a confusion about the
Curriculum and
curriculum.
syllabus.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about that, but I try to
Yes,
give
please.
that one. I think the curriculum refer to wait, teacher. So in this point, I think curriculum is a framework. Teacher. It's a framework that the school made what the student have to learn. Yeah. Also with a lesson about the academic guideline or teaching method, something else. And also, I think the also curriculum refer to the system of contraction and learning with the specific goals, like content, like and also other resources, teacher. Yeah, that's all from me, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Teacher Buntun, for your sharing. So, anyone want to share? Anybody want to share? Narom?
Yeah, teacher.
So, please. What is curriculum?
Curriculum, it is
syllabus?
the I think curriculum it is the overall plan of the school that they assign to reach the school outcome, right? It include learning outcome, or I forgot, I have learned for several months.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not so teacher.
Yes, thank you, Naram, for your short sharing. And next, Prada Sangha, are you here with us? Or you leave the class? Don't đi, not don't day. Đi, don't đi.
Hello, teacher.
Yes, yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Okay, in my opinion, I think the difference about curriculum and syllabus, and the first one, curriculum, is probably than syllabus, because curriculum, they are detailed about the whole subject, such as one semester we have 2 or 3 courses. So about the curriculum, they will tell about about the subject or the course. And about the syllabus, they will tell about one subject, only one subject that the teacher or educator, they will touch. Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay, thank you, D. Yeah. So don't waste our time. So I will try to answer this question as well. So curriculum and syllabus. Actually, for your teaching in general education, you only do the lesson plan. But before you conduct the lesson plan in the whole section, so before you do this, you have to conduct with the curriculum as well, the first. So when you conduct curriculum, it will give you in the overall courses, overall, we can say overall techniques or approach in order to get any courses run smoothly. But when you conduct curriculum, you have to think in 3 steps. So the first one, you have to consider about the word input. And the second, you have to consider the word process. And the last one, you have to consider about outcome or output. You get it? But when we talk about syllabus is the part of the curriculum, or we can say that it is smaller than curriculum. Syllabus, we conduct it depend on the subjects. For my subject, I just teach you about practical of English language teaching. So I have to conduct my syllabus depend on my responsibility. But it is also the part of our curriculum as well. You get it, the point? You get it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so depend on JCR and TRS or 2014. So they just give the term curriculum refer to the overall plan or design for a course, and how the content for a course is transformed into a blueprint for teaching and learning, which enable the desired learning outcome to be achieved. Yes, of course. This is a very full meaning. He said that whenever you conduct curriculum, you must refer to the overall plan or your organization for any courses. And all courses or all the contents for the course you have to transform and is planned for his or her teaching that is suitable to the learning outcome what the student will be acquires or achieve. So this is the definition depend on check 2014. You get the point? Okay, so these are the components of curriculum. As I said, whenever we talk about curriculum, we have to conduct with the three components of curriculum. So the first one, input. So when we talk about the word input, it must be linked with the syllabus. Okay? You have to conduct the syllabus. When you conduct the syllabus, this is we call input. And then process. So when you conduct your process, so you have to include, you have to blend, you have to integrate your teaching methodology inside or during your process, during your teaching performance. And after that, output or outcome. So whenever you teach any lesson or whenever you conduct any lesson content, so you have to ask yourself that whenever you complete this lesson or this point, so what are your learning outcome from this point? You got the point? So these are the components of the curriculum whenever you assign to any overall plans or courses. You get it? Okay, so let's see. When we talk about the word input, mean what to teach. Means you have to explore any lesson content to teach the student. You get it? You have to find out any lesson to teach the student in the real teaching performance in the class. For example, you want your student to know about present perfect. So this is what to teach. This is what to teach. The title of the content that you will spring to teach your student in the class. And then number 2, process. Whenever you teach the present perfect, so what kind of the process? What you apply to your real teaching performance in the class? You have to include any teaching methodology. It is inductive approach, IBL, or project-based learning. And as well as you have to be smart at the classroom management as well. You have to get the student to do any exercise that is involved to your lesson contents whenever you teach the student in the class. You get it? So this is the how to teach it. And after that, number 3, output or outcome. So when we talk about output, mean whenever you complete any lesson contents or the point. So how can you get the student to expect from what you give them, what you teach them in the class? You teach the present perfect. So you have to assess, you have to evaluate the student capacity. How many students can make the exam part by following the present perfect form? How can they use the present perfect accurately after you explain to them in the class? You get it? So these are the 3 components of the curriculum. Any question? Any question, everyone?
No, I don't have any question. Can you explain about how the real approach here?
Pardon?
Can you detail about what is process like? How about the method that we should adapt it in while teaching?
Yes, thank you for your good question. So whenever you conduct any teaching methodology or approaches, you have to know your lesson content first. What kind of your lesson content to conduct in the classroom? This is what I'm talking is about the process. For example, your lesson will teach about listening skill. So do you have any approaches or method how to teach the student with the learning skill? What is your techniques? What is your approach that you apply to this lesson content? You get it?
I got it, teacher.
Reading skill? Actually, totally we use the traditional teaching methodology. We use scanning and skimming, right? You get it? Scanning means you read only the main point in the whole text or the whole passage. But skimming, you have to know in detail all the information from the text and from the passage. You got the point?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is we call process in the components of the curriculum. Any question? And the output after you teach the listening skill. So what is your learning outcome or learning objective from listening skill? You get it, right?
Yeah, teacher.
កន្លែង process ហ្នឹងយើងមិនចេះតែដាក់ឯណាវាអាស្រ័យទៅលើខ្លឹមសារមេរៀនរបស់យើងបើខ្លឹមសារមេរៀនរបស់យើងហ្នឹងវាតាក់ទងជាមួយនឹង listening skill ក៏យើងមិនអាចយក deductive approach ឬក៏ inductive approach យកមក apply នៅកន្លែងហ្នឹងបានដែរតោះណាចឹងវាអាស្រ័យទៅលើ lesson content របស់យើងអញ្ចឹងជាធម្មតាបើសិនតែយើងបង្រៀនអំពី reading skill គឺយើងត្រូវតែយកអាណា approach មួយណាឬក៏ technique មួយណាដែលវាស័ក្តិសមទៅជាមួយនឹង reading skill ហ្នឹងណាជាធម្មតា reading skill គេច្រើនតែប្រើទៅលើពពួក approaches ដែលតាក់ទងជាមួយនឹង scanning approach ហើយនិង skimming approach scanning approach មានន័យថាយើងអានយកទៅចំណុចណាដែលវាពាក់ព័ន្ធទៅជាមួយនឹងសំណួរវាពាក់ព័ន្ធទៅជាមួយនឹងកិច្ចការរបស់យើងមានន័យថាយើងអានយកតែចំណុចសំខាន់ដល់ពេល skimming មានន័យថាម៉េច skimming មានន័យថាយើងអានយកតែព័ត៌មានណាទាំងអស់ទោះបីជាអាពាក់ព័ន្ធក៏យើងយកអាមិនពាក់ព័ន្ធក៏យើងយកមានន័យថាយើងអានចង់ដឹងព័ត៌មាន in detail តោះនេះយ៉ាងអញ្ចឹងអាហ្នឹងគឺដំណើរការដែលយើងត្រូវធ្វើនៅក្នុង curriculum របស់យើងបន្តមកទៀត number 3 នេះបន្ទាប់ពីយើងរៀន listening ចប់ reading ចប់ហើយថាតើយើងចង់ឲ្យសិស្សចេះទៅលើអីអាចតែពេលគាត់អានទៅគាត់ដឹងព័ត៌មានជាក់លាក់ណាដឹងនៅព័ត៌មានថ្មីចេះនៅពាក្យ ចេះនៅការរសេររបស់គាត់ធ្វើឲ្យការនិយាយរបស់គាត់វាប្រសើរជាងមុនអីចឹងទៅឃើញទេអញ្ចឹងអាហ្នឹងគេហៅថា learning outcome from the reading skill តោះណាចឹងនៅពេលដែលយើង assign curriculum យើងត្រូវគិត3ធាតុផ្សំហ្នឹង input process and output តោះណាចឹងមកយើងថាម៉េចធាតុចូលដំណើរការហើយនឹងធាតុចេញគឺសំដៅទៅលើអីគេលទ្ធផលហ្នឹងហើយ
អត់ចេះហ៎ដឹងមិនគេនិយាយខ្មែរទៅមិនផង
មិនទេសុខេនិយាយខ្មែរថាម៉េចបើឃ្លាយហ៎
ចាអត់ដឹងថា input ហ្នឹងធាតុចេញផងអត់ដែរដឹង
បាទធាតុចេញគឺចង់សំដៅលើលទ្ធផលហ្នឹងហើយតើណា
អាធាតុចូល
input process មានតែកំពុងដំណើរការហើយដូចយើងអញ្ចឹងយើងមករៀន test show ហ៎មុខវិជ្ជាច្រើនណាស់ហេតុអីបានក៏ខ្ញុំរៀនមិនចាំបាច់រៀន test show ទេអីអាហ្នឹងគឺ input ដែរយើងកំពុងរៀនsorry យើងកំពុងតែដាក់មុខវិជ្ជានឹងចូលយើងជ្រើសមុខវិជ្ជា test show នឹងចូលក្នុងដំណើរ test show ហ្នឹងយើងរៀនទៅលើអីខ្លះមុខវិជ្ជាអីខ្លះដែលយើងកំពុងរៀនមកចាប់ប្រមាណមុខហ្នឹងអាហ្នឹងគេហៅ process ហើយឃើញទេដល់ពេល output បន្ទាប់ពីរៀនចប់course test show ហ្នឹងតើយើងទទួលបានអីខ្លះពី course test show ហ្នឹងឃើញទេតើអត់ចឹងតើ
ចាលោកគ្រូ
Okay បាទ clear Okay next so when you assign the curriculum you also have to know about content process and outcome content is might be input so input process and outcome តែប៉ុតវាដូចគ្នាមិនដែរទេគ្រាន់តែគេផ្លាស់អាពី input មកជា content វិញវាដូចគ្នាដំណើរការ so in this stage we focus on forward design so when forward design you have to explore any contents and after that a process and the last one is outcome or output the same okay the same this is the forward design but when we just go through to the central design you have to know about process so process we refer to two categories as well this we refer to the contents and the outcome for this point it is in detail if we compare to the first point you get it តាមពិតទៅក្រាបនេះគឺដូចអាមុនដែរទេវាគ្រាន់តែគេផ្លាស់ទេបើសិនតែយើងគិតពី flow មកអញ្ចេះអាហ្នឹងគេហៅថា forward design ដែលយើង follow ទៅតាម flow របស់យើងខាងមុនពីដើមណាប៉ុន្តែបើសិនយើងគិតអញ្ចេះគឺវាដូចទៅជាមួយនឹង flow យើងមុនដែរគ្រាន់តែនៅក្នុងដំណាក់កាលហ្នឹងមានន័យថាបើសិនតែយើងជ្រើសរើសយក any content you have to go through with the process and learning outcome and the process as well you have to know about the content and learning outcome and the outcome as well you have to backward design យើងទៅត្រឡប់ឡើងវិញការរៀបចំត្រឡប់វិញតើអា learning outcome it is suitable to your content it is suitable to your process if it is not suitable to your content and your process learning outcome will not happen you get it or not you get the point
yeah okay yeah
any question for this point តែប៉ុន្តែដូចឯ input process output ឬក៏ outcome ដល់ពេលអានេះយ៉ាងម៉េច content មាន input process ហើយនឹង learning outcome ណាប៉ុន្តែនៅក្នុងដំណាក់កាល process របស់យើងត្រូវបែងចែកជាពីរនៅពេលយើងដំណើរការតើ content អីខ្លឹមសារមេរៀនអីទេដែលយើងត្រូវយកមកបង្រៀនហើយបង្រៀនហ្នឹងយើងបញ្ចូល technique អីខ្លះបញ្ចូលវិធីសាស្ត្រអីខ្លះហើយនៅពេលដែលយើងរៀនមេរៀនហ្នឹងតើយើងមានអីគេយើងមាន learning outcome របស់យើងអត់សិស្សទទួលបានអីពីការបង្រៀនរបស់យើងហ្នឹងមិនចឹងដូចខ្ញុំណាខ្ញុំមិនរៀនតាក់ទងមួយ teaching ហើយនឹង learning environment បរិយាកាសបង្រៀនហើយនឹងរៀនឃើញទេនេះ content របស់ខ្ញុំខ្ញុំនិយាយឲ្យ3ហ្នឹងឃើញទេ នេះ learning outcome បន្ទាប់ពីយើងរៀនទៅលើមេរៀនយើងនឹងចេះទៅលើ3ចំណុចហ្នឹងមាន3ចំណុចខាងលើនេះ You get it ចឹងនៅក្នុងមន្តការគឺយើងត្រូវអីគេ explore any method any techniques បន្ទាប់ពីចប់ហើយ learning outcome យើងទទួលបានចេះអត់ស្អីគេ curriculum បើសិនតែសិស្សចេះមានន័យថាអ្វីដែលយើង apply ទៅលើ content ហើយនឹង process ហ្នឹងគឺវាត្រូវហើយយល់បានទេចឹង You get it មានជាសំណួរអីទេ
បាទគ្រូមានបាទគ្រូ
Okay please
ស្របទៅទាំង3ហ្នឹង forward design central design និង backward design ហ្នឹងលទ្ធផលបំពឹងទុកតែមួយដូចគ្នាឬក៏មិនលោកគ្រូ
ពីអី
ទាំង3ហ្នឹងលោកគ្រូមានដូចជា forward design central design និង backward design អញ្ចឹងលទ្ធផលបំពឹងទុក outcome ហ្នឹងដូចគ្នាមែនលោកគ្រូ
ជារួមទៅអាពីរនេះវាអាចថាដូចវាអាចថាដំណើរការរបស់វាអាចខុសគ្នាបន្តិចវាមិនដូចគ្នាទាំងអស់ទេឧបមាថាអញ្ចឹងឥឡូវ content យើងជឿយក content ខ្លឹមសារណាមួយយកមកបង្រៀនតើអា process របស់យើងនោះវាយ៉ាងម៉េចយើងដាក់អីខ្លះ teaching method របស់យើងនឹងស្អីខ្លះហើយបន្ទាប់ពីចប់អាហ្នឹងទៅគឺ learning outcome របស់យើងអីប៉ុន្តែសម្រាប់ process នេះយើង focus ត្រឡប់មកវិញត្រឡប់គឺមានន័យថានៅក្នុងដំណើរការ process របស់យើងតើយើងមានខ្លឹមសារអីដើម្បីធ្វើឲ្យសិស្សរបស់យើងហ្នឹងគឺយល់ងាយយល់ទៅលើការបង្រៀនរបស់យើងហ្នឹងឧបមាថាយើងបង្រៀនទៅលើវេយ្យាករណ៍មួយតាក់ទងមួយ present simple តើយើង apply ទៅលើcontent ទៅលើ teaching approaches or method របស់យើងហ្នឹងអីខ្លះហើយបន្ទាប់ពីយើងរៀនចប់ពី present simple សិស្សទទួលបានលទ្ធផលអត់ឃើញទេដល់ពេល backward នេះមានន័យថាត្រឡប់ទៅវិញមានន័យថាត្រឡប់ទៅលើ content ហើយនឹង process នេះអាកណ្ដាលនេះយល់បានទេអាកណ្ដាលនេះនៅពេលដែលសិស្សទទួលបានលទ្ធផលថាតើអាលទ្ធផលហ្នឹងវាស័ក្តិសមទៅជាមួយនឹងអា content ដែលយើងប្រើឬក៏អត់បើយើងបង្រៀនពី present simple អញ្ចឹងមានលទ្ធផលដែលសិស្សទទួលបានគឺ present simple ដែរវាមិនអាចថាយើងបង្រៀន present simple សិស្សទទួលបានទៅជាគេ listening skill ទេឃើញទេprocess របស់យើងវាឆ្លើយតបអត់ដំណើរការដែលយើងបង្រៀនលើវេយ្យាករណ៍ present simple អញ្ចឹងអាលទ្ធផលដែលយើងទទួលបានសិស្សដែលទទួលបានលទ្ធផលពីយើងហ្នឹងគឺត្រូវតែពាក់ព័ន្ធទៅជាមួយនឹង present simple process របស់យើងនោះដែរវាមិនអាចទៅជា listening skill ទេយល់បានទេចឹងប៉ុន្តែនិយាយជារួមបើយើងនិយាយចេះបាន learning outcome របស់យើងគឺដូចគ្នាបើយើងនិយាយចឹងបានប៉ុន្តែអា process ដំណើរការវាបន្តិចចឹងវាអាចខុសគ្នាវាអាចចលិះគ្នាបន្តិចយល់បានទេចឹងប៉ុន្តែ learning outcome វាតែមួយទេវាទទួលបាន learning outcome ដូចគ្នាពីមួយចំណុចទៅមួយចំណុចខ្ញុំឆ្លើយសំណួរណា
បាទអរគុណលោកគ្រូ
បាទអូខេឥឡូវយើងមើលបន្តិចមកតាក់ទងជាមួយ forward design So when we talk about forward design it's based on the assumption that input process and output are related in a linear fashion ណាចឹងមានន័យថានៅពេលដែលយើង assign ទៅលើ forward បាទ forward design ហ្នឹងគឺយើង depend on input process and output in other words before decision about methodology and output are so when you conduct the forward design it's depend on your output mean content and during your process how can you apply any approaches or method to your process and output whenever you complete your process so can the student get any knowledge any content from your process from your explanation or not if the student can get it is better that you can apply with output and process to your curriculum you get it or not
I get it
yeah and next point this is the central design process teaching when we talk about central design process we refer to the teaching okay so teaching you have to choose any content and after content you have to assign with outcome learning outcome after outcome you assess and then content then outcome assess so during your teaching performance you have to do these 3 steps. The first one, content. If you want to know your student can get the learning outcome, you have to assess, you have to evaluate your student ability. If the student can make any example by following the form of the present simple, so the student will get the learning outcome. You get it, the point? You get or not? For example, you want your student to know about the usages of the present simple and the form of the present simple. You choose content by using inductive approach. Okay? Inductive approach, you have already known about this one. So after you complete the present simple, if you want your student to get the learning outcome or not, mean you have to assign any exercise, or sometimes you have to use the overall techniques by asking them directly, who can tell me the form of the present simple? So when the student can answer your question like this, it means that the learning outcome, what you give them, they get better. If they cannot give the form to you, so the student will not get the learning outcome. And you have to find and you have to support them the other techniques. You get it? Sometimes you give the example directly, and you have to trial and practice with them. For example, I go to school. So what is the position of the word I, for example? And the student will answer, oh, I, this is the subjects. And what is the position of the word go? The student will tell you, oh, this is the verb 1. So subject plus verb 1. So what kind of this form? The student will give you back, this is the present simple. You get it? These techniques, if the student will not get the learning outcome. If they can get, that's okay. You get the point or not? Any question, please? Miên chia làm nuôi đấy. Mày ở nhầm dây nãy à?
No, thank you, teacher.
Okay. If no question, I have to move. Okay, so this is depend on these 4 scholars. So the first scholar, Tiller and Taba. Tiller 1949 and Taba 1962. They just say that there are 7 steps on how the backwards process happen. So the first one, they have to diagnosis of need. Mean they have to explore any demands or any steps whenever you conduct the backward design. So when we look the backward design outcome and then reply to the contents, and then you have to check with the process. So depend on the scholar, they just say that the first one is diagnosis of needs. Mean you have to explore, you have to find out any needs, okay, from your process. And next, formulation of objective. Mean you have to check with the objectives of the lesson contents. And step number 3, you have to selection of any contents, mean any the lesson contents. It is suitable, that is suitable with the learning's outcome or not. And number 4, you have to organization of content. Before you just get the outcome, mean during your process and during your contents, you have to be well organization. And step number 5, selection of learning experience. Of course, whenever you start doing this, you have to collect all your learning experience, what you have heard so far. And number 6, organization of learning experience. One, you select your experience, and then you have to, when after you collect, you have to organize your learning experience, what you had before. And the last point, you have to determination of what to evaluate and of the ways of doing it. Mean after you collect, after you organize all the learning or all the experience, all the content or all the objective, you have to evaluate. Means you have to assess by yourself. It is suitable when you apply this point to the learning outcome. So if it is possible, it is we can say it is suitable to the outcome, so you can apply it, all those things. So this is depend on Tiller and Taba. But if we depend on these two scholars, 2006, they just say that only 3 steps on how to process the backward design. When we talk about backward design, we focus on outcome. So the first one, you have to consider the result first. Result. So when you teach this lesson content, what are the results will you give to your student? When you give this result to the student, any challenges? You have to ask, you have to consider any question. And then you have to try answer by yourself. And number 2, determine acceptable evidence of learning. You have to convey any evidence of the learning to support to the learning outcome or learning objective. You have to find out any method or approaches to support your learning outcome. And the last one, you have to plan learning experience or instruction. If you want your student to get learning outcome, teacher, you have to plan any learning. You have to plan any approaches for your instruction during your teaching performance. If you do not plan any approaches or method, so how can the student get the learning outcome from your lesson contents? It is impossible if you teach or give instruction without lesson planning. You get it? So totally, this scholar, they just give only the 3 steps. The first one, you have to consider about result, and number 2, you have to consider about evidence of learning, and the last one, you have to plan any instruction. So these are the processes of backward design, depend on learning outcome or learning objective. Any questions? So please. នេះយើងមានជាសំណួរអីទេ
អត់មានទេ teacher ខ្ញុំអត់មានហ្មង
ខ្ញុំមានសំណួរតូចមួយ sir.
Yes please.
Backward and first back ហ្នឹងវាខុសគ្នាមិន sir ពេលខ្លះដូចឃើញត្រឡប់គ្នាយ៉ាងណាគាត់អត់ទៅយល់ដែរ
ពីអី
backward and word back ហ្នឹងដូចមិនដែរ sir the process of backward design ហ្នឹង sir
អានេះគឺចង់សំដៅទៅលើ learning outcome របស់យើងនៅពេលដែលយើង apply ទៅលើ process អញ្ចឹងដើម្បីចង់ឆែកមើលថាតើសិស្សហ្នឹងគាត់ទទួលបានលទ្ធផលល្អឬក៏មិនល្អឬក៏អត់អញ្ចឹងគេឆែកទៅមើល content គឺសំដៅទៅលើអ្វីដែលយើងបានបង្រៀនគាត់ឧបមាថាយើងបង្រៀនគាត់តាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងpast simple អាហ្នឹងជា content lesson content របស់យើងមួយហ៎ហ่า process នៅពេលដែលយើងបង្រៀនទៅលើ present simple របស់គាត់តើគាត់មានបានប្រើ technique អីដែលshoot ដែលវាស័ក្តិសមទៅជាមួយនឹង present simple របស់យើងរបស់គាត់ហ៎ចឹងបើសិនតែគាត់ប្រើទៅវាអត់សមទំនងមិនដឹងថាអាណាចាប់មុខអាណាចាប់ក្រោយមិនដឹងរៀនអាណាយ៉ាងម៉េចអីអាណាយ៉ាងម៉េចអញ្ចឹង learning outcome របស់គាត់ក៏កូនសិស្សហ្នឹងក៏គាត់អត់ទទួលបានដែរប៉ុន្តែបើសិនតែគាត់មាន flow របស់គាត់ត្រឹមត្រូវបើគាត់មាន flow របស់គាត់ត្រឹមត្រូវមានន័យថាគាត់លើកយក present simple គាត់ប្រើ technique មួយថា ឲ្យឧទាហរណ៍មុនចាំប្រាប់រូបមន្តក្រោយឬក៏ប្រាប់រូបមន្តមួយឲ្យឧទាហរណ៍ក្រោយហេអញ្ចឹងបើសិនគាត់មាន flow របស់គាត់ណាត្រឹមត្រូវអញ្ចឹង learning outcome ដែលសិស្សទទួលបានក៏ទទួលបានល្អប្រសើរផងដែរអានេះហៅ backward មានន័យថាការ design ត្រឡប់មកវិញយល់ពាក្យត្រឡប់អ្នកសួរសំណួរមិញខ្ញុំអត់បានមើលឈ្មោះសម្បត្តិ អូខេសម្បត្តិមិនយ៉ាងទទួលបានទេ
It's not me
ចម្រើន
អូចម្រើនណាចម្រើន
បានច្រើនបានយល់ច្រើន
បាទអូខេមានទៀតទេបាទមានយើងបញ្ចប់ត្រឹមហ្នឹងអានេះជា reference ហើយនេះគឺជាសំណួរមានសំណួរអាចសួរទៀតបានមានទេ
មានលោកគ្រូមានលោកគ្រូ
please
លោកគ្រូខ្ញុំចង់ដឹងតិចទៅនឹងពាក្យ student ហើយនឹង learner អាហ្នឹងខុសគ្នាហ្មងលោកគ្រូ
តាមពិតទៅ student ហើយ learner ហ្នឹងវាអត់មានអីទៅខុសគ្នាវែងឆ្ងាយទេប៉ុន្តែគ្រាន់តែការនិយមភើឬក៏បរិបទនៃការប្រើរបស់យើងហ្នឹងវាខុសគ្នាយ៉ាងប៉ុណ្ណឹងទេអញ្ចឹងណាបើសិនតែយើងសំដៅតែទៅលើសិស្សមានន័យថាតលហ្នឹងគឺ attend in the class ហើយបើសិនតែយើងសំដៅទៅ learner មានយើងសំដៅទាំងអស់បាទអ្នករៀនទាំងអស់តែប៉ុណ្ណឹងតាអញ្ចឹងណាព្រោះដូចយើងនេះបើសិនតែខ្ញុំអត់រៀនអត់បង្រៀនយើងខ្ញុំអត់ថាយើងជាសិស្សខ្ញុំថា learner ជាអ្នករៀនដែរប៉ុន្តែរៀនក៏អាចរៀនចេញពីក្នុងសាលាផងរៀនចេញពីក្រៅសាលាផងអញ្ចឹងវាមានវិសាលភាពធំជាងហ្នឹង learner ប៉ុន្តែ student គឺពីច្រើនគឺសំដៅទៅលើតើនៅក្នុងថ្នាក់រៀនឬក៏នៅក្នុងសាលារៀនអញ្ចឹងទៅឬក៏យើងដឹងប្រវត្តិគាត់ថាគាត់នៅរៀនអញ្ចឹងទៅហ្នឹងហៅ student ដែរតើណាប៉ុន្តែពិតទៅវាអត់មានអីទៅខុសគ្នាទេអាពីរហ្នឹងនោះstudent ហើយនឹង learner ណាបាទវាមិនទៅខុសគ្នាឆ្ងាយទេដល់ណាខ្ញុំឆ្លើយសំណួរណាសូមឆ្លើយតែប៉ុណ្ណឹងបាទ
អូខេ
សូមត្រឡប់មកក្រោយបន្តិចទីច្រើនតាក់ទងទៅនឹង process of backward design នេះកន្លែងចំណុចទី5ទី6មួយ selection of learning experiences ហើយនឹង organization of learning experiences អាហ្នឹងលក្ខណៈវាសំដៅទៅលើអីជាចម្បងតែម្ដងទីច្រើន
បើយើងមើលទៅលើ step 5 ហើយ step 6អាមួយយើងជ្រើសរើសបានហើយយើងយកមក organize វាយល់ពីតែ organize មានន័យយើងដាក់ថាមកថាឥឡូវ learning experience របស់យើងដូចខ្ញុំជាក់ស្ដែងអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំតែនៅរៀនចំណេះទូទៅពេលខ្ញុំរៀនខ្លួនឯងបន្តិចមេរៀនតើខ្ញុំស្ដាប់តន្ត្រីហើយស្ដាប់តន្ត្រីវាតើវានៅយើងនៅក្មេងជារៀវអាយុ17 18អីនោះប៉ុន្តែមិនទៅកាប់ចាក់ណាអីគាត់ថាយើងចង់និយាយថាយើងធ្វើអ្វីដោយឯករាជ្យខ្លួនឯងពេលរៀនយើងដាក់កាសស្ដាប់បទបែបជាលក្ខណៈ remix បានរៀនចូលបានអានចូលក្រោយមកទៀតបានយើងអាហ្នឹងវារៀងចាស់ទុំតិចហើយអញ្ចឹងយើងក៏អត់ស្ដាប់បទ remix ក្នុងកំឡុងពេលដែលយើងរៀនទេប៉ុន្តែយើងរៀនបែបជាលក្ខណៈស្ងៀមស្ងាត់វិញចង់បែបជាលក្ខណៈស្ងៀមស្ងាត់វិញអាហ្នឹងគឺ learning of experience របស់យើងហើយយើងប្រមូលបានពីរហ្នឹងរវាងយើងរៀនស្ដាប់តន្ត្រីហើយនឹងយើងរៀននៅកន្លែងស្ងៀមស្ងាត់តែយើងគិតមើលថាតើចូល step 6នេះយើងគិតមើលថាតើមួយណាវាស័ក្តិសមសម្រាប់ខ្លួនយើងជាងមកដល់សម័យឥឡូវនេះយើងគិតឥឡូវនេះបើខ្ញុំឲ្យស្ងៀមស្ងាត់លេខ1ដល់ពេលរៀនបដាស្ដាប់តន្ត្រីបដាអានឹងវាទៅជាលេខ2យល់បានទេ teacher ប៊ុនធឿន
បាទយល់ហើយ
បាទអានឹងវាតកតទៅមួយ learning experience បទពិសោធន៍នៃការរៀនរបស់យើង style នៃការរៀនរបស់យើងណាបាទនៅពេលដែលយើងរៀនក្នុងថ្នាក់យ៉ាងណាតែយើងមាន style រៀនរបស់យើងយ៉ាងម៉េចរៀនតើយកជើងកងតាក់ខ្លះបានរៀនចូលឬយ៉ាងម៉េចរៀនតើយើងអីគេ note បាទគូបញ្ចូលបដាយើង note មេរៀនបដាឬក៏យ៉ាងម៉េចឃើញទេអានោះបទពិសោធន៍ការរៀនរបស់យើងហើយបានយើងបានហ្នឹងហើយបានយើងយកមក organize វាwhich one is first second third ចឹងទៅអានោះលើយើងខ្លួនឯងបាទណាបើនៅខ្ញុំឧទាហរណ៍មិញខ្ញុំថាខ្ញុំឲ្យលក្ខណៈស្ងៀមស្ងាត់លេខ1មានតែខ្ញុំចូលចិត្តជាងរៀនបដាស្ដាប់តន្ត្រីបដាឃើញទេ
បាទអញ្ចឹងមានន័យថាសំដៅទៅលើការរៀបចំក៏ដូចជារៀបរៀងឲ្យតាមលំដាប់អរិយាបថដែលយើងធ្លាប់រៀនពីមុនមកតម្លៃលើមួយណា
Yeah.
ធំជាង
Yes.
ជឿថាលើភាពស្ងៀមស្ងាត់ ជាជាងទៅលើភាពការស្ដាប់តន្ត្រីអីចឹងទៅ
Yes.
ចឹងយកអីអរគុណច្រើន
អាហ្នឹងក៏ខ្ញុំឧទាហរណ៍បទពិសោធន៍របស់ខ្ញុំជាក់ស្ដែងទេណាបាទប៉ុន្តែគាត់ថា teacher បន្ទឿនឯងមានបទពិសោធន៍រៀនយ៉ាងម៉េចអាហ្នឹងខ្លួនឯង
បាទចំពោះខ្ញុំបើរៀនហើយតែមានអាណាស្ដាប់តន្ត្រីគឺចង់តែការ៉ាអូខេតែប៉ុណ្្នឹងចឹងអត់ចូល
អូខេបាទហើយបើថាចង់ការ៉ាអូខេបួលខ្ញុំទៅផង
បាទ teacher អរគុណច្រើន
បាទ just kidding
អរគុណ teacher
បាទ
teacher ខ្ញុំមានកូនសំណួរមួយ teacher ចង់សួរថាអញ្ចឹងក្រៅអំពីការខ្ញុំចង់សម្រាប់ទៅលើការវាតម្លៃoutcome teacher អាហ្នឹងក្រៅពីសំណួរយើងមានអីផ្សេងទៀតដែលថាយើងវាស់វែងទៅលើកម្រិតនៃការយល់ដឹងរបស់គាត់នៅកំឡុងពេលដែលយើងបង្រៀននឹងបានទេ teacher ក្រៅពីសំណួរចម្លើយពាក់ព័ន្ធទៅនឹងមេរៀនដែលយើងបរៀនអញ្ចឹង teacher
បាទ Okay very good question រដ្ឋាតាមពិតទៅវាអត់មានអីក្រៅពីមានជាសំណួរលំហាត់ហ្នឹងទេដែលយើង assess ទៅលើ learning student learning outcome ណាបាទជា whole course គេបែងចែកជាពីរខ្ញុំដឹងថាយើងធ្លាប់ឮពាក្យនេះអត់ទេណាពាក្យ formative ហើយនិង summative ធ្លាប់ឮទេ
formative
Yes, teacher, yes.
បាទ
formative
បាទស្ដាប់ឮគាត់ស្ដាប់ឮ
បាទមួយទៀតគេហៅ overall question អាហ្នឹងយើងសួរឆ្លើយដូចខ្ញុំសួរនៃយើងមិញណាសួរថាតើអាពាក្យcurriculum ហ្នឹងមានន័យយ៉ាងម៉េចអាហ្នឹងខ្ញុំចង់ដឹងអំពីអីគេ student capacity ហើយមើលគាត់យល់យ៉ាងម៉េចឃើញទេអាហ្នឹងគឺវិធីសាស្ត្រក្នុងការតេស្តទៅលើសមត្ថភាពសិស្សមួយហ៎មួយទៀតខ្ញុំអត់ចង់ប្រើវិធីសាស្ត្រហ្នឹងទេខ្ញុំចង់ដឹងថានៅពេលដែលខ្ញុំបញ្ចប់ពីមួយមេរៀនទៅមួយមេរៀនហ្នឹងបាទខ្ញុំចង់ដឹងថាតើនៅក្នុងមេរៀនមួយហ្នឹងសិស្សគាត់ចេះទៅលើអីចេះអត់នៅសំណួរដែលខ្ញុំដាក់ឲ្យខ្ញុំដាក់ធ្វើ homework ឯ homework 1 homework 2មកដល់ពេលនេះ homework 2ទទួលបានប៉ុន្មានអ្នកហ្នឹងតែ6អ្នកហ្នឹងឃើញទេបាទអញ្ចឹងមានន័យថាសមត្ថភាពសិស្សហ្នឹងគឺវាខុសគ្នាបាទវាធ្វើតែខុសគ្នាអញ្ចឹងបើយើងប្រើពាក្យទៅលើអាហ្នឹងខ្ញុំប្រើពាក្យformative ណាព្រោះ formative គឺសំដៅទៅលើអ្វីដែលយើងកំពុងបង្រៀនហើយយើង assign any exercise to the student ហើយដល់ពេល summative គឺសំដៅទៅលើអីគេប្រឡងបញ្ចប់ final ឃើញទេមានន័យថានៅពេលដែលយើងបញ្ចប់មេរៀនឧមាថានៅក្នុងមួយ course របស់យើងនេះយើងបង្រៀន5សប្តាហ៍នេះតើយើងរៀនមេរៀនប្រហែលដូច17មេរៀនអញ្ចឹងមាន17មេរៀនហ្នឹងតើសិស្សចេះឲ្យអស់អត់អញ្ចឹងយើងត្រូវធ្វើអីគេ summative យល់បានទេអញ្ចឹងក្នុងការ assess ទៅលើ student learning outcome ហ្នឹងវាអត់មានអីក្រៅពីទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងទេតើបានទេរដ្ឋថាឥឡូវយើងមានវិធីសាស្ត្រអីផ្សេងក្រៅពីទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងក្រៅពីសួរជាសំណួរក្រៅពីការដាក់លំហាត់ឲ្យសិស្សធ្វើក្រៅពីការប្រឡង final midterm ឬក៏ដាក់ homework ឬក៏ដាក់កិច្ចការស្រាវជ្រាវ project based learning អីយ៉ាងម៉េចមានអីក្រៅពីហ្នឹងទៀតទេអត់មានទេគឺមានតែហ្នឹងហើយដល់ពេលយើងអាស្រ័យទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងទៅបើសិស្សធ្វើបានមានន័យថាអ្វីដែលយើងបង្រៀនអ្វីដែលយើងកំពុងតែ apply ទៅលើ teaching performance របស់យើងអញ្ចឹងមានន័យថាវាឆ្លើយតបទៅជាមួយនឹង student learning outcome ហើយបើសិនតែយើងមករៀនមុខក្រោយមិនដឹងអាណាចាប់មិនអាហ្នឹងអាណាចាប់មកបាទមិនដឹងថាអាណាត្រូវចាប់ដើមមុនមិនដឹងថា content មួយណាត្រូវចាប់ដើមក្រោយអញ្ចឹងអា learning outcome របស់កូនសិស្សក៏គាត់អត់ទទួលយកបានដែរតោះបានទេ
បាទ teacher បាទយល់បាន teacher
មានអីទៀតទេនេះយើងអត់ទេណាបាទតើបើអត់យើងបាទបញ្ចប់មេរៀននឹងទៅហើយតមកទៀត